Welcome to the Create a Life You Love podcast, the go-to podcast for people who are called to make a positive impact through the power of coaching. You'll hear encouraging stories from coaches sharing their journeys and their lessons learned along the way, tips from top experts who help coaches thrive in their life and their business, and so much more. So if you're ready to create a business and a life of impact that you love, let's get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome for joining us on today's episode of the Create a Life You Love podcast. I'm Chantel Cox. I'm an author, speaker, transformation neurocoach, and certified life purpose coach who saves purpose-driven coaches from feeling stuck and frustrated so that you can get off the hamster wheel and make the aligned impact that you are destined for without overwhelm and burnout.
Yay. And I'm so delighted everyone's here. I'm Guin White, a quantum human design specialist and certified virtual coach. I work with powerful, creative, highly sensitive, introverted women entrepreneurs who come to me in order to discover their clarity and passion so that they live lives of purpose and prosperity. And of course, before we dive in, shout out to our sponsor, the Create a Life You Love membership, a growing community of passionate, purpose-driven coaches who are up-leveling in the most powerful ways to increase their knowledge, momentum, and impact. So for more information and to apply, please check out createalifeyoulovecoaching.com/membership today.
Awesome. Okay. So before we dive in, just a quick reminder. So this today is only being streamed on Facebook. I'll get the link shared around. But so if you have any questions or comments, just jump on in. And if you're on Facebook, please give permissions at chat.restream.io/Facebook. And so we'll get started. Today, we're so excited. We're going to be actually talking about something that Guin works on with her clients. And she teaches and shares a lot about it in the membership. And that's called human design. And so specifically, we're going to be focusing on an aspect of human design called authority, which is all about decision making.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's right, Chantal. So today we're going to be getting into how we're all designed to make the best, most aligned decisions possible. So how to make decisions according to your energetic blueprint.
Yes. Okay. So I know there are people like me out there that are new to human design or have never heard of human design. So let's back up just a little bit. And Guin, can you share a little bit about what human design is, what it's for, all the things? How does it work? How does it help you?
Absolutely. Great question, Chantal. So human design is a system that brings together some ancient wisdom and some cutting edge science to explain who you are, how you can become the best version of yourself by following some very simple strategies. Human design actually provides this unique blueprint, the human design chart or body graph, as it's sometimes called. And that is like a blueprint to success. But more than that, more than just this map, it actually provides tools. So before I found human design, I explored just about every personal development and self-elimination system personality gauge out there, including MBTI, Enneagram, Gallup Strength Finders, Positive Intelligence. And while I found each and every one of those fascinating and informative, none of them led to the transformation I was actually seeking. And I also knew that I didn't just want more information. I actually wanted tools. And that's one of the things that makes human design so special, so unique, and so useful. The magic of human design is its practical nature. It not only offers us this powerful self-knowledge, it also helps us know how to use that information to find flow, success, peace, satisfaction, fulfillment. So, yeah.
Love it. I love it. So we've been promoting a lot in our emails on social media and within the title of this episode that we're really focusing today on making aligned decisions. So how do those two things go together? How does human design help you with aligned decisions?
Absolutely. So human design has some very key fundamental or foundational aspects that I consider primary to understanding who you are at your authentic core. These are things that if you learn, understand, and master, your life will be significantly more fulfilled. You're going to live with a far more ease, far more abundance, a way less resistance and suffering. And these aspects include the human design type and strategy, the profile, the human design centers, and then what we're talking about today, authority. So this particular exploration is one of the most important things that our design can reveal, how we are all uniquely wired to make decisions. So authority is, in a nutshell, like a guidance system. It's like a compass. And it's the process that each of us is uniquely bestowed with in order to make decisions in a way that works with our energy as opposed to against it.
That's amazing. And so I'm going to ask kind of an obvious question, but it's obvious to me because I struggle with this, but it might not be obvious to other people, especially if they don't feel like they struggle with it. So why is making aligned decisions so significant?
Yeah. So as is obvious to you, Chantal, and probably to many, we make decisions every day. We spend valuable time and energy second guessing ourselves and seeking outside validation, whether it's choosing, when to start or leave a job, what opportunity to say yes to, what niche to focus on in our businesses, what relationships to enter into, whether it's client, business collaborations, potential romantic partners, even friends. I mean, our days and therefore our lives are full of decisions. And so when we learn to make decisions in a way that uniquely works for us, and here's a hint, it's never actually figuring it out with our minds, we will find our way into the most aligned opportunities, experiences, and relationships.
It's just, it so resonates with me because me, and I know so many others, struggle in the area of trusting ourselves to make the right choices. And yeah, like you said, second guess and seeking outside validation from others. It's something I see a lot, not just with me, but with my clients as well. And I just, right now, as you've been talking, I've been thinking like, oh my gosh, how many times have I tweaked my elevator pitch and sent it to my coach, just to see if it was like good enough. Like she knows the magic trick or something like that,
Right.
It's funny. So I think we talked about this a little bit on an episode not too long ago, but back when you and I connected and you were sharing human design with me, and that was my first exposure to it, I was definitely a little skeptical, but I came with an open mind and was open to what you had to share. And then as you went through my chart, I was just blown away by the accuracy of the things that you were telling me about my gifts and my purpose. And it was just incredibly validating to know that, I'm meant to be on the current path that I'm on. And without even knowing about my authority type or what the heck that was, just that alone really unlocked a sense of kind of like, okay, this is your true calling. So stop second guessing yourself and get out of your own way.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been just such a fun journey and amazing learning from the masterclass series that you've been doing in the membership, because you're really taking a deep dive into like all aspects of human design. And myself and the membership members, we really found the one you did recently on authority quite resonating. And one thing that I personally really enjoyed learning was about all the different ways that people can make aligned decisions. So we always hear like, trust your gut. And so it was really eye-opening to me to know that not very many people are actually designed to do that. And so I would love for you to break that down for our audience.
Absolutely, Chantal. So there are about 8 or 9, depending on the human design system that you follow, different types of authority. So For example, some people are designed to make decisions based on that gut feeling in the moment, that expansive yes, a rising of energy that they feel towards something, or a contraction or like pulling away. And if it's not that full bodied yes, then they should know that it's a no, or at least a not yet. That gut feeling never comes with reason. So rather, it's a sense that something feels right or not within their energy system. So yet so often, these are the very people who talk themselves out of what their gut knows to be true. Now, others, and frankly, a majority of us actually find our clarity by taking ample time, sleeping on things, putting space between ourselves and a decision. And clarity doesn't come in the moment, but over time. So the best thing for those of us who have this type of authority is to take a day or two or more to ensure that whatever excitement or dread we may have experienced at the initial presentation of this thing we're making a decision about actually persists before jumping in, or on the other hand, saying no outright. Of course,
Can I add something right there on that one?
Please.
That just, you hit on this in your masterclass, and it just really, I don't know, it's totally worth sharing. And I hope I'm not stealing your thunder like it was something you were about to say. But because our audience is coaches and online entrepreneurs, like that type right there, I think that is such a critical piece to be aware of when you're on your sales calls, when you're working with your clients, because depending on their design, they may truly need that space to make an aligned decision. And if you come at it all pressury, like it's not helping anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. And as you just so adroitly, adeptly, brought up, our culture in many ways is designed around making split-second decisions, making the decision right now, and there's a lot of pressure around it. So for these people in particular, and because they do make up a majority of the human population, it's really useful for everyone to kind of understand what this process is like, because you're going to have someone that you coach, or someone in your family, or a friend, an associate, very likely have this type of authority. So these people, they have to be really patient. So leaping into things is, definitely not an aligned way for them to make a decision, particularly if they're doing so on some emotional high or low. How many times are people making decisions, out of anger or out of excitement? And for a majority of the people, this is not the correct place to be making decisions from. Now, of course, we also have others who find their way to the correct decision by talking things out. And they thrive when they surround themselves with people that they trust and can take the time to talk out a decision to see how it feels when they consider all perspectives. They say it out loud for themselves. Yet, here again, we talk about the whole trust factor. They don't trust the power of their own voice, and they're always looking to others for answers, rather than simply tapping into them as sounding boards. So it's really interesting to note that this very particular type of decision-making doesn't depend at all on what the other person says, feels, thinks in response. It's actually about how that particular individual feels about what they're hearing and what they're saying. Does what they say sound like their truth or not? And then we have other people who are meant to be very spontaneous, instantaneous decision makers. So choosing whatever it is that comes along for them based on a very quiet whisper of intuition in the moment. And intuition is a really funny thing. It's fleeting. It doesn't speak twice. So it can be very difficult to connect to because so many people are living in the future, living in the past. And for this, type of authority, you really have to be in the present moment all the time. So these people can find themselves overwhelmed and making decisions, of course, based on others' feelings or opinions or what's in their head, as opposed to their intuitive nature. So their work is really to get quiet enough to hear their intuition and then be courageous and trusting enough to follow it. And of course, the list goes on, but I think you're getting the idea that there are a lot of different ways that people are designed to make decisions. We're all so different, and our decision-making process is as unique as we are. So what I think I find most interesting is that each of us is designed to be our own authority, hence the name.
I love that. It's just so cool and eye-opening when you think about how you interact with people. And as you were going through those types, I know that wasn't all of them, but just the ones that you chose to highlight, there have been different times of my life where I've maybe accessed this, that, or the other. But going through it with you and now knowing my actual authority and like that's my dominant one is very helpful, that I'm not going to be as distracted per se by other types or other. Yeah.
Exactly. Once you know, you can just really lean into it, learn it, test it, and trust it.
Yeah, I love it. So a little bit ago, I mentioned that you are offering a multi-part masterclass to our Create a Life You Love members. And as part of the series, like we just said, was all focused on authority. And so as part of that session, you had put together a challenge so that our members could really start to learn, understand, and really lean into their own human design authority. And I'll be honest, I watched the session and I fully intended to do the challenge myself. I just had not gotten around to it yet. And then one of our amazing members, Esmeralda, she actually, went all in, committed, did the challenge, and then was sharing in the membership about just absolutely raving about her clarity and results. And it had a real impact on her. And that has since inspired a ripple effect within the membership that we wanted to bring to the podcast audience as well. So this right here, this conversation you all are listening to, this is a ripple from that. And so rather than me trying to share her experience, she is actually here with us today, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to her. We'll bring her on in just a second. So her name's Esmeralda Campa, and she's a healing and wellness coach who works with empaths to ignite their mind-body connection to process stored emotions and release trauma in the body and optimize fitness, performance, and well-being so that they can feel energized, focused, and liberated in the direction in life. And so based on that, she's an amazing coach, and her ability to make the best decision is important not only for herself, but also in her business and for her clients. And so welcome, Esmeralda. We're so excited you are here to share how you've learned to use your human design authority to make aligned decisions.
Yes, I'm so thankful to be here. So thankful for you guys for this opportunity. Truly, that challenge has changed my life. Like Chantal expressed earlier, I was kind of skeptical at first, and I was just like using my mind for everything and trying to do this a certain way, going through everything that can help me in my personal development and my business. And it was just so much for me. And that when this challenge came, it helped me I love journaling in general. So it really influenced me to just change everything about myself, letting go of old habits and turning inward to trust the reason why I do things different. And it's because I'm different, and I have the sacral authority. So it's about listening to my gut, listening to my intuition, and listening to my body. And so often I would come up with these lists, with these things. And then when I started doing the challenge, I was intuitively moving into things that were simple, into things that were that felt good within me. And I was like, wait, I didn't even do like all those other things. But then I started receiving like blessings, I would say, in my life and in my business, and just to truly trust myself. And
So exciting,
yeah.
Esmeralda. Yeah, I am so grateful and delighted that you went through the authority challenge that we offered. It's so gratifying to see when, I share this information with, you. I have clients who have gone through this authority challenge as well. And yeah, when they really do embrace it as you have, particularly with your type of authority, it's amazing the transformation that you can see rather quickly. So I would actually love to know kind of how has this, new process for you, how has it transformed how you operate day to day, and more importantly, kind of how you make decisions now versus before? You mentioned a little bit about, operating out of your head. I'd love for you to expand on that a little.
Yeah, I mean, I would just be moving with force rather than the power within my body. Like I have access to this inner wisdom that really helped me check in with myself daily, because part of the challenge has it goes back to reflect like daily, and as well as a practice or an action was to put different reminders. So I still have those reminders, and it was 21 days, so I'm still using them, and I'm excited for the challenge as well, the next challenge. But to just check in with me daily over something so simple like, oh, go on a walk, and so like I check in with my body, and I'm just like, wow, it feels so good. Or in my business, it's something that I'm like, oh, I should focus over here, but then I check in and I do what feels good and simple, but with ease.
Perfect. Yeah, you really took to this challenge, and the fact that you are already a journaler, I think probably led to, your ease with it. But yeah, there are many ways to approach the challenge. But yeah, you really embraced it and have truly embodied your design. It's so cool.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yes. So yes, I'm just inspired by your story, and I'm so excited to go through the 21-day challenge myself. And so thank you so much for inspiring us, and thank you again for being with us here today and sharing how the Authority Challenge and the Creative Life You Love membership has created this transformation for you. Spoiler alert for everyone listening, Esmeralda is going to come back on soon. We're going to nail down a date, and she's going to be a full-blown guest, and we're going to highlight all of her expertise and amazing knowledge, and you will be able to get to know her so well. Real quick, before we let you go, Esmeralda, where can people connect with you?
They can connect through my Instagram. And
Awesome.
Yeah,
and I'll get that in the show notes for everybody. I follow you, and I also just want to highlight your amazing Facebook group as well. So we'll get those those in the comments and show notes here shortly. So thank you so much, Esmeralda.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you, Esmeralda.
So good.
So good. Yeah, she's amazing. She took me through a vagal nerve process recently that was so incredible. So yeah, she's really good at what she does.
We love it.
So yeah, as you can see, related or going back to authority and the challenge, it really is all about learning to connect to and trust that inner compass. And, it's one thing when I offer a human design reading to a client, often they share how truly seen that they feel, often for the first time. They feel really validated. You mentioned that as well when we went through your design the first time. But when I actually get to witness this overwhelmingly inspiring outcome, when someone implements one of the tools that human design offers, like in this case with Esmeralda and her authority, it's truly what makes what I do so worthwhile. I just absolutely love it. And so this actually presents the perfect opportunity to share how you were inspired by Esmeralda in this challenge.
Yes. Okay. So I saw her post in the membership and I was like, oh my gosh, I meant to do that. I'm going to do that. And so I don't remember if it was me or Karen that posted next, but basically the comments started flowing like, oh, wow, I want to do that. I want those results. I need clarity. I need a lot of self-trust in all the things that we're doing. And so it just really spurred the excitement. And because the Create a Life You Love membership, it's really fundamentally driven by the needs of the members. And so I thought it would be really fun for us to all go through the Authority Challenge together. And because by doing it, that's going to offer increased support and accountability for our members and for me.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just thought it would be fun to do. And so we kind of threw that out there and they were excited. And then we were talking and we were like, wait a minute, what if we open this up and did the 21-day Human Design Authority Challenge to non-members as well, like open to everybody for free, and get more people these results and this clarity.
Exactly. How cool is that? And I truly love now that anyone who wants to have this greater sense of clarity, this confidence, this inner kind of peace and courage, as well as experiencing better outcomes because of a better and more aligned decision-making process, can get in on this. I can't wait. So Chantal, please share when we're going to get started and how people can join us.
Yes. So we are going to officially kick off November 7th. So today's a Tuesday. So it's the following Monday. And we've intentionally made it so that it only takes a few minutes a day and it's self-paced. So even if you hear this episode after November 7th and you want to access the challenge, you totally can. I just dropped the link in the chat in Facebook and then we'll get it shared everywhere else as well, because registration is open. And so we already have 12 people in there, I think, when I looked earlier today. And so some are current members, but some are brand new. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. So yeah, we're going to, everything's set up and ready to go. Lots of automations. We're really keeping this as simple and easy for us and everyone else possible. We know it's busy. We know the holidays are coming up. But a few minutes a day to get that level of clarity, I feel like that's worth a little bit of time investment.
Exactly. It really does take just a tiny bit of time to devote. And of course, like Esmeralda, when she was doing it, she journaled and she wrote. But some people use, their phone and take verbal notes and record that way. Whatever, way feels most aligned to you. But it's really, again, one little prompt every day for 21 days. And as you were mentioning, how cool is it to be able to go into the holiday season knowing that you can really lean into this super reliable decision-making process? I think it's a great gift to yourself, frankly.
It really is. And I know for me personally, it's very well timed, but as I talk to clients, members, friends, colleagues, I get the sense that it's kind of a universal thing right now, that we're all kind of in this space of, am I on the right path? What's my next step? I'm in public education. There's lots of educators questioning, what does my next year look like? What do I want to do here? And, yeah, so just every area of life, getting some clarity and learning how to trust yourself and make aligned decisions, I think is just really a beautiful gift that you've given us, Guin. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I can, thank Human Design, frankly, for this, this tool, this resource. So I think another exciting part of the challenge is that for those who sign up and then share the challenge with others, and in turn invite them, they'll actually be eligible to win some additional prizes depending on how many people that they get invited and signed up. So Chantal, what are we going to be giving away?
Yes. So you know me, I love giving away prizes, and I absolutely love the energy and accountability that's created when a group of like-minded, supportive individuals come together. So far what we've drawn up, and this is just the bare minimum, we might go crazy and come up with something else within the next 21 days. But for anyone who invites 5 or more people and they sign up, they're going to unlock a complimentary 30-minute coaching call with one of us. And then anyone who invites 10 or more people unlocks that 30-day call and an all-access pass into the full Create a Life You Love membership. And that's currently priced at $222 a month. So if you have 10 people sign up, you get a month free. And it's not limited to the first person to do it. Like if 5 people do it, then 5 people have a 30-day all-access pass. So,
That's
and then
awesome. I love that.
Oh, excited. And then we have a referral partner program. So anytime you connect us with someone, whether that's inviting them to join the community, sharing the podcast, inviting them to this challenge, if they list you as a referrer and they end up joining the membership, we've got referral partner bonuses set up for that too. So it's kind of a win-win-win if you feel that you know somebody who would benefit from this and you'd like them to join you. All right.
Exactly. And there's nothing better than having an accountability buddy. So yeah, or an accountability group.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we definitely don't want to miss that out on that.
Definitely. Well, this has been a ton of fun, and I'm so excited about this challenge. And I just thank everybody for joining us tonight or where you're listening from. Thank you, Esmeralda, for being with us. Everyone, be sure to sign up for the free 21-day Human Design Authority Challenge and invite your friends, families, associates, clients, whoever that you feel would be a good fit and benefit from this. We'd love for them to join us. We're definitely the more the merrier group, and plus the more invitees that sign up, the more amazing prizes you unlock.
Absolutely. So one thing I neglected to mention is in the show notes, of course, we'll make sure that you're able to get a copy of your Human Design body graph at no cost to you. So everyone who wants to, whether they partake and participate in the challenge or not, will have the opportunity to get their free Human Design body graph, so they'll at least know their authority. So hopefully that's another thing that that people can take away from our episode today. But we'd love to know what other takeaways you may have gleaned, what value you received from tonight or today's episode. And we invite you to please share it with someone that you think would benefit as well. Also, please leave a podcast review at ratethispodcast.com/CALYL or Create a Life You Love. We always appreciate your feedback and your reviews. And you can quickly and easily leave a review from your mobile device by grabbing the link we'll have included in the show notes at ratethispodcast.com.
Yes. And so next week, we're going to be welcoming visionary mindset coach Jackie Cote to the podcast. And she helps you create the life of adventure and freedom that you truly desire by awakening, empowering, and owning the leader within you that is dying to come out and play. And Jackie is now living out her dream of freedom and adventure by traveling the country in an RV with her man and 2 pups. And she meets virtual friends and is changing lives on her terms. Yeah. Many of you who've been longtime listeners, and I know Julie's on here live. We both met each other and Jackie in person way back before COVID. So you may remember her from back on episode 14, where she shared how she was thriving, not just surviving in those early months of the COVID lockdowns. So we'll get that link in the show notes as well if you want to go back and see where she was then and then compare to where she's at next week. And she's just had amazing growth personally and professionally. It's been really fun to watch her journey. Every time I get to collaborate with Jackie, it's just, she's so incredibly fun and informative. So definitely invite everyone to come back and join us next week. And we're always live in the Create a Life You Love community. And you could also catch our episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast and on YouTube. So we'll be back same time, same place next week. So everyone enjoy the journey. Thank you for listening to the Create a Life You Love podcast. We would love to hear from you about your biggest takeaways. Share them with us on Facebook or Instagram at Create a Life You Love Coaching. If you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. If you're ready to build aligned and sustainable momentum without overwhelm and burnout, we invite you to apply for the Create a Life You Love membership on our website, createalifeyoulovecoaching.com/membership. That's it for now. Enjoy the journey.